like it was in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. I think we worked very hard to get it out of that in the 70s. And this is a beautiful body.
During the 80s and 90s, bodybuilding was about figuring out the most incredible physiques. Their perfect symmetry was embraced by the audience, as well as their bulky muscles. Without question, bodybuilders like Arnold Schwarzenegger had a positive impact on the bodybuilding fraternity. But according to Arnold, the modern era of bodybuilding has lost its actual definition. During interviews, the Austrian oak has elaborated on the issues of how modern bodybuilding progressed. Today, we look at the same. The American Dream. By 1983, Arnold had achieved the American dream, had become a successful actor, one of the world's greatest athletes, and a wealthy businessman. Still, he never lost touch with the foundational element of his success, the bodybuilding lifestyle. Wherever possible, Arnold would promote bodybuilding, and practicing what he preached kept himself in great shape, the kind of shape that could be seen in the many films he acted in. In 1989, Arnold's dream of promoting his own show came to fruition, and the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic was born. The many great bodybuilders who have competed in the ASC over subsequent years have been granted the opportunity to realize their dreams through the effort of the man who started it all, a man who will remain the backbone of the sport. Arnold has become an icon, a symbol of a cultural movement, one who has defined and redefined what it means to become one of the few, a bodybuilder, proud of one's healthy physique and the concomitant benefits. We at Bodybuilding.com salute Arnold and his contribution to bodybuilding and hope he will continue to be respected as a great bodybuilder, and more importantly, a great human being. Looking at milestones. In 1947, in the small Austrian village of Thal, just outside of Graz, born to parents Gustav and Aurelia, Arnold Schwarzenegger made his way into the world. He would go on to become a household name and revolutionize the fitness industry. Arnold's desire to become a great athlete emerged early when in 1953, at the age of 6, his father took him to Graz to see Olympic swimming champion Johnny Weissmuller. Arnold was impressed by the physical prowess of Weissmuller and decided to emulate his example. Indeed, Arnold went on to become a multi-talented athlete, running, swimming, boxing, throwing shot put and javelin, but excelling in soccer. It was during his soccer playing days at age 13 that Arnold first began his quest for physical supremacy. In 1960, Arnold's soccer coach took Arnold along with the rest of his team to a local gym to gain strength for future games. Arnold picked up a barbell for the first time, and as they say, the rest is history. Arnold said at the time, "It was something. I suddenly just seemed to reach out and find, as if I had been crossing a suspended bridge and finally stepped onto solid ground." Arnold found his body morphing into something quite spectacular. "I was 6 feet tall and slender, weighing 150 pounds, but I did have a good athletic physique and my muscles responded surprisingly quickly with weight training." More importantly, at the time, girls began to notice his results. Around this time, Arnold decided that his new goal was to become the most pumped-up guy in the world. Fascinated by the physiques of cinematic heroes Reg Park and Steve Reeves, Arnold made it his overarching goal to become the most phenomenally built man in the world and conquer the film industry in the process. He knew exactly where he was going at such a young age. Lifetime Achievement Award. In 2001, Arnold is awarded with a Lifetime Achievement Award presented by Muhammad Ali at the World Sports Awards in London and is honored as the AFMA World Box Office Champ for his contribution to film. The year is capped off with Arnold leading a delegation of statesmen, celebrities, and Special Olympics athletes to South Africa to further the Special Olympics cause. Looking back on Arnold's life, it is inspiring to see how one man, having begun with so little, could achieve so much. Sport in general and bodybuilding in particular have undoubtedly helped to elevate Arnold to the amazing heights he reached. Indeed, bodybuilding and the fitness movement still factor heavily into Arnold's life. He promotes his successful Arnold Classic bodybuilding contest annually, supports numerous sporting events, including the Special Olympics, and maintains a fit and healthy body and mind as he approaches age 75. Truly a life worth aspiring to. 2 eras of bodybuilding. Bodybuilding has long been surrounded by the battle to be recognized as a professional sport, but now things have changed. Social media platforms have leveled up to support amateur bodybuilders who couldn't become conventionally professional bodybuilders. Speaking on this matter, Arnie shared his beliefs in a refreshing interview. He stated, "I think that the sport of bodybuilding is at the crossroads. The sport of bodybuilding could go through the roof and accepted by the general public in a huge way and become part of the Olympics, because an Olympic sport and be on television and be and everything or it regresses."
We have to find our sweet spot. I don't know exactly the answer, but I think that the sport should work diligently towards that goal, be on television and be in everything, or it regresses.
Back in the day, the thing that used to hold audiences' interest firmly was the bodybuilder's charisma. This is where Arnold comes into the picture. However, with the dawn of a new era filled with versatile fitness equipment, supplements, and social media platforms to grow, presumably it's all about publicity now. Once, a famous six-time Mr. Olympia winner called out Arnold for his blunt comment regarding New Age iron pumpers. Modern-day bodybuilder calls out Arnold's opinion. The six-time Mr. Olympia was none other than Dorian Yates. Once during an interview, he showed gratitude towards Arnie for taking bodybuilding to the next level. In addition, he pointed out Schwarzenegger's impolite opinion about him and bodybuilding. Yates recalled a feud with Arnold without meeting him in the first place. According to him, Arnold had framed various statements where he criticized the modern ways of bodybuilding. Moreover, Dorian said, "Never Arnold does exactly what's good for Arnold." Dorian's statements were followed by the 1980s Olympia controversy, where Arnold made a last-minute decision to join the competition. The popularity and opinions of Arnold have made him face several backlashes from fans. However, no one could ever defeat the GOAT of bodybuilding physically or verbally.
I think that the sport of bodybuilding could go through the roof and accepted by the general public in a huge way.
The greatness. Arnold wasn't great for bodybuilding because he simply had an amazing physique, or even that he'd held the top titles in bodybuilding for so long, he pretty much owned an entire decade single-handedly. No, he was great for bodybuilding because he made it mainstream. Before Arnold, bodybuilding was just a freak show. It wasn't widely accepted and it was completely misunderstood. Bodybuilding was relegated to dark, dank dungeons, basements, and people's garages. The public thought gyms were just homosexual hangouts where semi-clad sweaty men grunted and groaned while flexing their bulging muscles to the mirrors as they lifted weights. The change. Arnold changed all that. He showed America and the whole world a different image of gyms and bodybuilding. He was intelligent, charismatic, witty, funny, and dedicated. It wasn't just his physique that was larger than life, his personality was too. This was just what bodybuilding needed. His appearance in the movie documentary Pumping Iron catapulted bodybuilding into the accepted normal mainstream. But Arnold's contribution to bodybuilding is under threat. Bodybuilding is again becoming a dirty word. Once more, there is a social stigma associated with the word bodybuilding. No other bodybuilder in the history of the sport has made the same impact. Indeed, Arnold Schwarzenegger remains the greatest and most influential bodybuilder of all time in the eyes of many. In many ways, Arnold helped to change public attitudes toward a sport regarded as deviant and on the margins of what was acceptable social practice at the time. Indeed, prior to the 1970s, the period in which Arnold made his mark as the greatest bodybuilder of all time, bodybuilding and its adherents were together seen as a strange and somewhat insular subculture of social deviance. These attitudes still prevail in some sectors, but due in large part to Arnold's popularization of the sport, bodybuilding has become not only accepted as a legitimate sporting choice, but as a way of life for many. Appointed chairman of the Inner City Games and the President's Council on Physical Fitness, in addition to stanch advocate and mover and shaker of the Special Olympics movement, Arnold has always been a big supporter of sport and active living as life-changing pursuits. Arnold has also shown that bodybuilders, to believe their often narcissistic and insular reputation, can be multidimensional and succeed in all facets of life while helping others in the process. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you another time.